Geek Out! Hey, welcome to another installment of Catching Up. My name's Sam.
I'm Chris.
And I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
So, we saw Rogue One. Is that, since you bring that up, did Donnie Yen's Force mantra annoy you at all?
It's I always like when the Force is used as this kind of spiritual thing, and it's not just
magic powers.
Well, no, it's not just the Skywalkers talking about it. It's something that it spans the entire galaxy of the universe, and I thought that was a nice touch. It's said a lot, but it's nice. It's fine.
I wish it weren't just a phrase. I wish maybe it would be nice if it were like a whole prayer or something like that. But yeah, it was very quickly repetitive. And
it doesn't help that he says it so fast the first time he introduces it. So it's like if he took maybe a breath in between, almost like it was his calming thing, I'm with the Force and the Force with me. Instead of he does it at such a rapid cadence. By the way, we're going to get into spoilers on Rogue One, so if you don't want to listen to spoilers, maybe don't listen to this episode. Maybe, pause it and go out and watch a movie, or, have a coffee with a friend or something like that. Get out there, be social, and then watch Rogue One, and then come and listen to us talk about the latest Star Wars film, which I still don't consider Star Wars 3.9.
No, because
it just feels different. It moves different. The cinematography. Would you call this the most beautifully shot Star Wars film?
Yes.
Yeah, they also go to they have way more locations than any other Star Wars movie. So they're showing you everything.
But the way they photograph landscapes and stuff, and the space battles are. It's not your. They are familiar, hearing that old school TIE fighter targeting computer. I was
oh yeah. You know what's funny though? This will be controversial, but I never am super all about the space battles in Star Wars. That it's cool and all, but I I guess the more personal fights. I wish we could stay longer with the dogfights, because I feel it's always hey, he's coming. We always go at the end of a dogfight or at the very beginning, and then they explode. I want to see us track with maybe that'll be a movie down the line. They'll make a Rogue Squadron movie, which would be cool. But there's always so much going on. And again, it's all great. I love that stuff. But for me, I always obviously there's no lightsaber battles in this. It's one of them that's in it is one-sided, very one-sided. The most one-sided thing in Star Wars history, but but I will say that they're done spectacularly well, and I like the ground battle stuff, and I guess they're the AT-PACTs or whatever. They're not the AT-ATs. They're not the same. It's not the same thing. I found out. So
yeah, that's why they have different colored bodies,
and
there's some of them are hollow.
They're transporting. They have big hollow bodies and stuff. But they look basically the same. But it was cool. We got to see a lot of new vehicles, and we got to meet a lot of new people that all died.
Again, spoilers heavy this episode. So
they're all dead.
And like you were saying right before we started recording, for a movie where just about all the characters that we get introduced to, still not as depressing as Manchester by the Sea.
No, we see two characters embrace as basically a nuclear rock bomb is crushing them into a million horrible pieces, and it'll be quick, but it'll be terrible, because it's like Melancholia. You just have to watch it happen. It's still less depressing than Manchester by the Sea. And there's one death in Manchester by the Sea?
Well, there's he loses all his kids.
Oh shit! Yeah, that is fuck. That is depressing.
Old fuck loses his dad.
Who fucking cares? That was a pointless scene.
They're all pointless.
They're pretty much pointless. But we're done talking about that movie. We're talking about Rogue One. Did you like it?
Yes,
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, I'm glad I asked that.
It was a movie.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. Did you like it more than Episode 7?
I did.
I like The Force Awakens more, but I think having said that, I think the climax of Rogue One is hands down better than the climax of The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Which is a funny point, since I'm the one that said out of the two of us that I liked Rogue One more than Force Awakens. I still didn't really care for it being like a big, huge battle at the end of it. Like I went into this hoping, in my head, the story that I had come up with was all like covert sneaking around, stuff like
on
that.
the Death Star.
Yeah, and that being said, it still was an awesome battle. It's just not what I went in wanting. But yes, I agree that it was a more exciting battle than Force Awakens. I mean, granted, I'm the one that said overall it was. I found it more enjoyable, so in theory, I would like the battle better. But yeah, it was very cool. I think the Force Awakens, even though I was like a big champion of it and like would like not really like big time argue against people that would say like it's just a remake or it's all just rehashing of
they're all rehashing.
Episode 4. Yeah. Yeah, but like I was the one that was like, whatever, who cares? It's a new Star Wars movie.
Well, it's funny because
make my tired old joke about Creed.
I've seen this happen lately where people are like, Episode 7, all it is, nothing new. All it is nostalgia. That's all that movie has. And those same people are like, the last fucking 10 minutes of this movie are unbelievable because it's nostalgia, you idiots, and that's fine. You're
and
allowed
also
to.
It's just a badass.
Yeah, it is. You're allowed to like nostalgia.
Yeah.
You're allowed to like the fact that Darth Vader. I mean, granted, Darth Vader going apeshit is not something we haven't really seen that much. I guess Kevin's.
You idiots! Dr.
Yeah.
Dre's dead.
Yeah, but like again, like it's okay. It's okay. You can like nostalgia.
You can like both movies too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
I mean,
and we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I lean more towards Episode 7 because Episode 7 is more fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was more fun than in Rogue One. Rogue One is not set out to be a fun movie.
It feels more. Force Awakens feels more put together. I do like that being an anthology film. Rogue One's able to kind of dream outside the box a lot more. You get visual, cinematography you wouldn't normally get in a numbered Star Wars entry. You get.
Mm-hmm. You didn't get a text crawl at the beginning.
Didn't get a text crawl.
That threw me off.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't take away from the movie, but I did miss that.
Yeah,
of course.
I remember the movie started and I was like, "The fuck."
Yeah, we're just right in. Oh,
yeah. But I got over it very quickly.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, it's just a good movie."
There's nobody in The Force Awakens that delivers a performance as bad as Forrest Whitaker in Rogue One, and the first
Bad.
First 2/3 of Rogue One for me feel a little rushed, but to set up the climax. But once that climax, at the expense of character development, really, and but once that climax is going, the entire movie, everything I love about Star Wars is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to about this movie has seen it, and everyone I've talked to has loved it. But the first thing they always say is that third act, and it really is true. I mean, like the last 10 minutes are great, but again, the last 10 minutes has that wonderful thing is that it's nostalgic that it's Episode 4. We get to see so many things that lead into Episode 4, and that's awesome because Episode 4 is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think seeing them, there's a moment where you just sit there and you think, we're finally that text crawl when it says Rebel Spies in Episode 4. Like we know that whole story now. We know exactly who those Rebel Spies are,
and it's not fucking Bothans.
When they're also
that's Episode 6.
They're also like the rebels have scored their first major victory, and it's like that. Though, I guess it's a victory in the sense that they got what they came for.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
they don't necessarily.
The mission statement
was destroyed.
Yeah, the mission statement is get the plans, and they got them. So yes, it is a victory, but everyone's dead.
Yeah.
But again,
not red and gold leader, not yet.
No, not yet. No, you're as he crashes into the thing. But just a pecking on the surface. But that guy. I guess that was unused footage from Episode 4, which is pretty sweet.
That was some cool stuff. I really enjoyed seeing that, especially since we'd already seen Tarkin, Mon Mothma,
the bearded man.
Yes, the bearded man.
The guy
Santa
that goes
Claus.
like this.
That guy
sitting in the tower.
Everyone kind of was like, got a little giddy when that guy, the guy on Yavin 4 with the tracking pistol thingy.
When I was a kid, I was like, "Is he like gonna? Is he there? Like he's the one line of defense? Like,
I've got this one. Pew!
Hey, guys, there's someone here.
Yeah,
not on my docking list.
You won't get past Sullivan this time.
Yeah. Oh, it's not loaded. Oh no!
I forgot to take the safety off.
And then, 4 explodes. Yeah, I mean, of course, the Vader stuff. I thought the way that Vader was introduced was very ingenious. That was one of my favorite things. Is that the way that the scene after he's introduced is how you think he's going to be introduced. And let me explain. You think 99.9% of the world, if they were like, how are you going to introduce Darth Vader? They'd introduce like you at the end of the movie, big, in your face, intimidating as shit, like this, like we've seen in every movie with Vader in it, really. But you get him in a Bacta tank, like the most exposed. I mean, we've he's healed because it's been 20 years since Episode 3, but he's has no limbs and he's super vulnerable and has those awesome Imperial guards around him, and then he suits up. And then you get this, like, for me, the one perfect shot. Oh, there's a couple. Just with Vader alone.
It's a gorgeous film.
But is when director Krennic walks in and his Vader's shadow just looms large. Literally is huge. And he's like, Director Krennic. And, he comes in and they have their little kind of talk back and forth. And I had to keep reminding myself, like, this is fucking Darth Vader. Like, we get, there's, you can feel the hush over the audience and stuff. You got the red tint, ruby eyes, which was a nice touch. And he chokes him out. I thought that was it. I thought that was going to be the only scene because it's like James Earl Jones is probably a busy guy. He comes in, does his voice work, and then that's it. And they have a kind of a little line towards the end when they said, "Oh, Lord Vader will take care of it." I'm thinking that's him taking care of Episode 4, going on, blah blah blah. And they kind of almost hint. They almost, they all line up. Which again, that nostalgia kicks in. Fuck, we're gonna see the. Wait, are we gonna see the beginning of Episode 4? Like, and then it's the all black, thing. Which is funny. Like, did he show up there and then turn the lights? Like, he's like, all right, wait, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
Guys, this is gonna.
He's just like trying to hold his breath, and he can't. He's like, oh god. And then, it's just black. You hear the Vader, the breathing. And then the lightsaber turns on. It's like, and, you could collectively hear, you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked, you're fucked, we're fucked, we're fucked, we're fucked, oh shit, we're fucked, we're fucked, we're fucked, oh shit, oh shit, we're fucked.
That was Duel of Fucks. Performed by Jake Bosick.
But yeah, basically it's just like bum bum bum, and then like you could hear a hush over the audience because like we're like, holy, like, is someone gonna pop a lightsaber? Vader, of course, Vader's gonna do that. Who is Director Krennic? But anyway, so Vader pops a lightsaber, which is great, and then he just moves like a fucking ballet dancer, man. Like it's up there with RoboCop's fluid, violent poetry in the cocaine shootout warehouse scene. Just a
or like watching Nick Scott clean up glasses at the end of the night.
Oh my god, yes, sir.
One of our old coworkers.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's one of my favorite images in my life. I can't convey to you guys, but it's great. Anyway, and just he goes,
a man dancing around like a ballerina.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Picking up glasses,
drunk as shit. But Vader just chops down like 12 guys, and it's like a horror scene because they're trying to get the plans, and we know they're gonna get the plans to the right people. But sticking his arm through, Jesus Christ, and you're showing like it's just so brutal. I mean, he at one point, he cuts a guy in half that he has stuck on the ceiling with the Force. He chokes guys, pulls their guns away, is slashing left and right.
I thought for sure he was gonna like force close that door, and that dude was just gonna not have an arm anymore.
Yeah, and then the plans on the other side. But then you see like the saber come through. He's like, oh, this is pretty metal though. I just saw this in person. It was awesome. As he dies,
it's so metal.
Yeah. Tell my son Darth Vader killed me.
That's how I want to die. Just going, this is so metal.
Yeah, and I was in fucking awe because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to see Vader at his most badass we've ever seen. In literature and stuff, he's done stuff like that and comics, but we've never really seen it in person. Because he's kind of this like elder statesman by the time we meet him. And the other ones, he's kind of, he's definitely not. He's a rage monster at times, but like he's definitely like kind of just okay. Just choke you. I love he chokes people like through fucking TVs in Empire Strikes Back. He just needs to see you. He just travels through fucking whatever. But that was fantastic. And then of course it's leading up to to the literal moment before Episode 4, which again you can't help but love that. Like even if you hate the first two acts, and I'm sure there's some people who hate this entire movie, fuck them. But like even if you hate the first two acts, you cannot help but love that wonderful, wonderful nostalgia of, and again, it's not that we've seen these scenes before, but it's reminding us of what it was like to watch Episode 4 the first time. At least that's what it was like for me, and that's what I love about Star Wars. I mean, that's what I love about Episode 7. Fuck it, I like that. I like that feeling of being reminded of these great things, and the fact that yes, they're building new stuff. I'm very excited. Obviously
expanding the mythos.
But I think what Rogue One did, its mission statement, and it did so well, was it successfully expands the universe, because we haven't seen that in live action form yet. It successfully is, it's that first one, and everyone, now everyone's going, give us an R-rated Vader movie. And it's funny, after watching this, I've always wanted that. Maybe not R-rated, but I don't need that. You don't need to make an R-rated Vader movie. Just make it R-rated. Yeah, just make it PG-13. Jesus fucking Christ.
An R rating didn't help Batman vs Superman's extended cut.
But the one cop's like, fuck. Like under his breath, really quietly, and the Snyder's like, say that 3 more times. He's like, hey man, you see that fucking Batman guy? Fuck. My favorite character, this is such a stupid Jake thing, but my favorite character besides Darth Vader are the Death Troopers, because I love the way those guys, like, it's the first time you're watching a Star Wars thing and you're like, I don't want to fuck with them. Because they killed, I guess inadvertently kill Donnie Yen, and then they kill Baz Luhrmann, his buddy, and then he blows himself up. All the Death Troopers are dead. I mean,
it's very Guns of Navarone. If you've ever,
totally.
Great film if you haven't seen it. Totally. Check it out.
It's like Rogue One.
Yeah, but like the way that
great movie, check it out.
Yeah, the way that I still my barometer for everything, if it's good or cool, is do they look cool? It's like a 5-year-old.
Are there birds in it?
And
I think there are.
You see the way the Death Troopers move in the beginning, just like the jun jun jun, and the way that they talk to each other is like, and I feel like I think we were like kind of coming up with the idea, or not the idea, like surmising that it's a they talk to themselves in code, so like if they're in a situation like a tight knit room, they can talk to somebody and they don't know they're being flanked, or they don't know. That's what I would think, because they clearly talk to Director Krennic with their helmets on normally, like like normal stormtroopers, and so. Anyway, there's great scenes. They have like extra clips. They have different weapons. One of my other favorite one perfect shot moments, like you were saying, there's a bunch, but is when he's holding the Stormtrooper doll. That's such a cool little just moment. And there's like flames in the background,
and of course when they're like advancing on the farm.
Oh too. Yeah, just because from what I've read on the internet is that they are Director Krennic's personal bodyguards. Like there's no other Death Troopers, which is a bummer, because I would love to see that. And then I kind of was like,
no Krennic, no death.
Yeah, no death. But I was like, I still would love to see the like recruitment All Quiet on the Western Front Stormtrooper movie, where you get to see like these young kids who are brought up in like a empire, like their fathers or mothers and their families are part of the Republic, and they had a good life, and they only have seen the shiny parts and wonderful parts of life, and their whatever blind faith to this idea of the Empire. They go join the Empire, and you don't have to have them necessarily be like, oh, they were part of the battle, the Battle of the Forest Moon of Endor, but they see how fucking bleak and terrible it is. You can also be interesting to like show a Stormtrooper's face, and I know like a lot of people wouldn't want to see that, but how interesting would it be to humanize the Empire in a Star Wars movie, and you could clearly make the rebels look like the bad guys. I think that's just something that Rogue One has the unlimited possibility now for that to happen, because it's doing so well, critically and financially, of course. Even the money was going to come no matter what.
Of course.
But I don't know, that it just started sparking all these things I'd love to see. And like I said, the Stormtroopers, I like that they in this movie more than any other movie are starting to look like a force, because they are the Judge Dredd of fucking Star Wars, So I like that there's that, well, kind of, but there's that moment where like they're just walking in with all the extra people, and the extras, and they're walking around. They'll be like, let me see your credentials. It feels very like that. Those moments in Episode 4
very
when they're
lived
just
in,
yeah, exactly. And I like that. They kind of, and of course, but they still get hey, look, your shoes tied, shit. They still get taken out really easily, but they're starting to feel like more of like an actual fighting force, and it was cool. And that was what I liked, the ground force of them firing back and forth, this or that, cover this, and the scout troopers, or not, I guess what they're called, I don't remember what they're called. The ones who wear the khaki pants, and wear the tan stuff. But then you get the tank troopers. It did that expanding really well, and I liked the nods here and there to little characters, major and minor. That's it.
One of the big things that I wish they had done better I noticed more so in retrospect after we got out that I didn't really find myself really caring about any of the characters. Like there was the ones that I went in, I was just like, okay, I know I'm supposed to care about this person, so I was able to just enjoy the movie as it was coming and be like, oh no, I hope Jin and everyone can finish their mission because they're the good guys. But like after I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't feel like and this kind of goes hand in hand with what Sam was saying earlier, with like maybe the first couple acts feeling a little rushed at the expense of character development. But like, yeah, other than the fact that like we know that her mom was killed in front of her and her dad's, as the audience know that her dad's being essentially held captive by the Empire to build the Death Star, like I don't really sympathize with
yeah
that.
I mean there's zero, like almost zero character development in this movie. It's kind of like when you meet them, it's all been done already. Jen Erso, like someone was saying, like her background is she's put in in a sewer and Forrest Whitaker comes. That's it. Like, we don't get anything. And she's just really like, they're all salty, and I get it because like, except Donnie Yen because he's wonderful. But like, they're all super, and K2, but they're super salty, but like, I get it because
K2 is salty.
He's salty, but he's not like,
he's sassy.
Yeah. But I get it because like the rebellion, I like that the rebellion's all fractured. Like they're not all like, when we see the rebellion later, they're like, yeah. And I think it comes from this, but people are fighting. They're saying, let's quit, blah, blah, blah. And then Jen Erso just repeats what someone told her in a speech, and they're like, yeah. And, they go and, this ragtag group, I've heard that phrase so much with Rogue One. But, I mean, they go in and they save the day, and everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. But, I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, if you're, and who isn't, but if you're a fan of character development, there's zero in this. There's really nothing. And then it kind of is hard for them to be able to make you care about the characters in so little time and then kill them all off. I mean, it's kind of tough to
I feel
get
like
across.
part of it might have been a conscious decision. Like the people that were writing it and people that were filming it were like, these characters all die at the end.
Yeah.
Like we want people to still feel excited about, the rebellion, and excited for episode
noble.
4. Yeah, but we don't want to like be a downer. We don't want to be a Manchester by the Sea and just have everyone depressed at the end.
They do die by the sea though. When they were both waiting for the death to come, just crush them into a million pieces, I was like, fine, hurry up, because they mentioned Lord Vader, and I wonder if they're going to show more Lord Vader.
Such true Jake fashion.
It was.
I will say, I mean, everyone's been yelling about how great Donnie Yen is. Some people have been saying it since Ip Man. Some people just discovered him with Rogue One, which is great.
Check out that Iron Monkey commentary available now.
Yeah. But yeah, like Donnie Yen, like even though he's not a full-on Jedi, he's just like a Force priest. Like he was what I realized after watching this movie, that like I was like, Donnie Yen is what I've wanted in a Jedi all along. Like just being like a cool spiritual brother who's down with the Force and shit, to quote Chase and Amy. And I was just like, yes, this perfect. more of this.
Yeah, the Jedi do kind of become this
uptight,
self-grandizing old man.
But
that's only seen from a certain point of view.
Yeah. That one point of and, I mean, yeah, I think I can we all dug Rogue One.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I think that's as glowing a praise as you can expect across the board.
That being said, it's like my 5th favorite Star Wars movie.
Me too. Because it would go like Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. It's between Star Wars and Return of the Jedi. It's tough. It depends on the day. Force Awakens, Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones.
Descending.
Yeah, and then Clone Wars at the bottom, just because it exists.
I don't even know. No.
Nope. It's not live action. It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Piece of shit.
Did you ever watch the animated series?
I tried. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah,
don't care.
The animated series, I can only speak to the
I've
CGI.
heard it's very good. But
it's way better than the movie.
But
but that doesn't fix it.
No.
Should
Is
check
Anakin
out-
still Anakin like whiny? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Well,
Yeah.
was it you that was like the big thing is we're supposed to feel sorry for Anakin in the prequels,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and we never actually really
No,
feel sorry.
No.
We
you
never
know,
liked the guy.
terrible, CGI and bad writing and bad everything else aside, whatever. It's the fact that it doesn't stick the landing of like the moment that Anakin turns. The moment he's christened Lord Vader should be chilling.
Mhm.
The moment he physically becomes Lord Vader should be tragic. I mean, and this is a testament to Obi-Wan Kenobi. I keep forgetting his name, which is terrible. Who the guy played?
Ewan McGregor.
Thank you, Ewan McGregor. The testament to him is the best acting in Revenge of the Sith, and that's tough because that movie is, man, really bad. I mean, like, we did the commentary and we're all like, I remember this being pretty good. You watch, you're like, Jesus Christ,
It's better.
it's better, yeah, sure, but it's not good. The moment when he yells, you were the chosen one.
Mhm.
Like, I loved you. Like, he does so well in that scene. He does his best.
You turned her against
You turned her against- You underestimate my power. He talks. I think I said he talks like those guys in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Um,
I want a Miata.
yeah.
From my point of view, the Jedi
are
evil.
I hate you. I mean, that's probably the most real moment that he gives in that movie.
Yeah.
But again, we should feel something, and for me, maybe some people did, but for me, like
It's a poo-poo
he's
movie.
just a brat, and like there's
Yeah.
so much people are, there's so much more than Anakin being a brat. Anakin should be like if King Arthur is christened as this chosen one to bring it together, and he fails and kills the entire Knights of the Round Table.
He's a
and goes
Isildur.
dark,
Isildur from Lord of the Rings. The guy that is like after they beat Sauron in the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring,
Mhm.
like him and Elrond go into the Mount Doom to throw the ring in, and he's just like,
yeah.
no, because
Yeah.
he's corrupted by the power of the
Yeah, but it just and I realized that when I was watching episode 3 in theaters for the first time that I'm just waiting for him to put on the suit, and that shouldn't be it. You should wait, of course, you want to see him turn into Vader, and I was actually, surprised at how dark Lucas went for trying to make kids films because that's pretty fucking dark in that scene. But it's just this bloated mess, and yeah, like you're right. You don't feel.
You certainly don't like the guy.
You don't
Yeah.
like him, and I feel like people should be like, oh, he's Anakin. I feel like you should really like Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
You should love Anakin Skywalker. So the moment that he does go bad,
Big war hero.
yeah, he's the war hero. He's the best pilot in the galaxy. He's the most talented
He was a
Jedi.
pilot on a spice freighter.
Yeah, well, wasn't he?
That's your uncle talking.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the best pilot.
Yeah,
Star
no,
Wars.
the Uncle Owen lies to Luke and
yeah,
tells him
yeah,
that he's
yeah.
a pilot on a spice freighter.
yeah.
That's the reference I was making. Somebody got that.
but
Zach, it better have been you.
hopefully.
Does Zach still listen to our show?
I don't know. He
Anyone
hasn't.
know? He hasn't tweeted us.
Yeah.
No.
I need to have brunch with that kid.
Does
one of these
anyone
days.
still listen? To the
According to our
guys in
numbers,
Qatar?
yeah,
Yeah.
our numbers are fine.
Yeah.
But the you just fuck him. Fuck Anakin Skywalker. Old ass bitch.
It'll never be fixed. It'll always be that kind of that whiny mess. And the Marvel Vader was cool because when they would
You read all of it.
yeah, I did. When they do the flashbacks, you got to do the theater of the mind where you get to, because Anakin doesn't talk a lot in the flashbacks, but he's drawn to look like Hayden Christensen. Fine, the look of Anakin's fine. But those work really well. And I remember thinking like,
It's all the human emotion that the movies lacked.
yeah, because you're able to put it in there, and that's why a lot of times you read comic books and they put it on this big screen that doesn't work because you're like, that's I think some of the fun of comic books. I'm not saying anything new, but yeah, the Anakin stuff. Yeah, I just wish. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine if like the Anakin stuff like that stuck? I think that's a big part of like everyone loves Darth Vader and they hate Anakin Skywalker, and it's like, how the fuck is that? It shouldn't be that. Granted, it's hard not to love a badass looking samurai rage monster.
Samurai robot.
Yeah, but
Samurai robot?
God, it's like this fucking like essay, like what if the world loved Anakin Skywalker? They don't, and it's because it's not executed well. I do remember saying that in the Clone Wars film that the guy voiced Anakin, I was like, oh, like there's some life to him,
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
him a little more
Mhm.
likable. You know?
So maybe one day, I'll watch the clone stuff. I'm not interested in that at all right now. I'm reading all.
The movie was probably not the right foot.
No, not really. But I'm
the guy that voices Obi-Wan. Still voices Obi-Wan. I don't think he has any more cups of tea.
That's just it's like that.
It's
like
that-
that's what
that
you use the
actor-
Force for.
That actor plays like half the characters on Clone Wars too.
Mm.
He's great. I got to kind of meet him at the Celebrate Star Wars that I went to a couple years back.
Ah,
Yeah.
right on. I saw another. Did you guys see any movies other than Rogue One this week?
No.
Nope.
I saw one. It was called La La Land, and it might be my favorite movie of the year.
Ooh.
Like it. I mean, it's a love letter to like both jazz and like old Hollywood, like big musicals, like Singing in the Rain, Top Hat, and American Paris, especially The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. If you've never seen that film, check that one out. And fucking Gosling didn't know how to play piano before this movie, and apparently by the time they started filming, he could play all of his parts perfectly. Like they didn't have to use a double or like dub over his piano playing at all.
Yeah, he's got musical ability. Like he's
Blue Valentine.
He's a good singer.
Right.
He knows melody. But yeah, that's pretty astounding.
Yeah. It is a feel-good film with some caveats. Somebody was like, it's not I had posted something on Facebook. One of our mutual friends was like,
yeah, I saw that. She was like, no, it's not.
Yeah. It's like the way it ends. And it's just like, don't talk about the way it ends.
Yeah, please don't.
Let them find out.
Let them fight.
Does Vader show up and do a tap dance number?
Yeah, he and Niall, they're just like, we have to get the plans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and this is coming from the guy that directed like what, Whiplash a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And Whiplash was just so fucking unrelentingly. It's a great film, but it was so unrelentingly intense.
It's intense, but the ending, the payoff in the ending is so goddamn awesome.
Great. That's just like a release at the end of Whiplash when that last drum solo. But
I think it's Darth Vader does a drum solo in the end of that. I think if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
he just shows up at the end of every fucking movie.
Yeah, the stage lights go down. All you hear is like,
yeah,
and all of a sudden like, drumsticks light up.
I've been waiting for you, J.K. Simmons.
And then just sets the drum set on fire because they're lasers.
Yeah, but you're not a conductor yet. Just head rolls, flop, 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 flop.
Yeah,
down the fucking aisle. But
there is no movie where, if we're talking about Rogue One, not really giving a shit about the characters, there is no movie that I've seen this year that makes me care about the characters more than La La Land. Like I was just like, I was so invested with them in both of the leads, both Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling by the end, and I'm walking out of the theater and I've got a little more of a spring to my step. I'm whistling along with like the show tunes and everything. It was just, even just like talking about it now, I've got the biggest fucking. You'll have to take my word for it at home, but I've got the biggest fucking smile on my face.
I can confirm his smile is quite large.
It is a large smile. My mouth is upturned. I'm quite Cheshire right now. But I know, Chris saw the trailer recently and called it cute, and I know it's been on your list for a while.
Oh, for La La Land, yeah. I thought you were talking about Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, no, I mean, it's
oh, that's true. I did just see the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer just a second ago.
And called it cute.
I did. Yeah.
They're all cute.
They are.
Yeah.
They're either cute or hilarious.
Don't start that. Please God. La La Land looks great. I mean, I'm very excited for it. Like, it looks like a movie hopefully right up my alley and it doesn't crush me in a million pieces. But I mean, I love Gosling, man. I fucking love that guy.
Half Nelson.
He's great. Yeah, Half Nelson. Lars and the Real Girl.
Earlier this year, The Nice Guys.
Yeah.
It's a great year to be Ryan Gosling.
He seals that shit, man. He's so fucking funny. I think I'm immortal, which is one of my favorite lines of the year.
When he gets his arm broken by Russell Crowe and just like, the hardest you'll ever laugh watching somebody get their arm broken is in The Nice Guy.
Yeah, it's true. What a great looking trailer. Hopefully, a great looking film.
Yeah.
I trust Sam's opinion on most things, so I'm excited to see it.
It is dethroned Hell or High Water, which up until since August was my favorite film of the year.
Yeah, Sing Street's still going strong, man.
Yeah.
It's running strong.
That's on Netflix.
It is.
What a world.
What a fucking world, man.
Yeah, and then
so is Yoga Hosers.
You saw that, didn't you?
I did. I like Kevin Smith. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I think that should.
Yeah.
He's the god of podcasts, so he probably already.
I love Kevin Smith, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
The movie was not made for me. Let's just put it that way.
I am interested in checking it out, but like, yeah, after a lot of the things that I've heard from not just from like people that I actually like, trust the opinions of, versus just the internet being like, it's weird. I don't like weird things, because I enjoy weird things. But like then, yeah, there's people like you and a couple other people that I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not.
I like that
weird.
he's casting his friends and his family. That's cool. And Harley Quinn Smith and Depp Lily Rose Depp have great chemistry together. They've been friends forever.
Yeah, they are.
It's
real
great.
life
They
best
show
friends.
some pictures of them together, and it's clearly not photoshopped. It's like actual photos of them. And Johnny Depp comes back as the same character from Tusk, and he's funny.
Guy Lapointe.
Guy Lapointe, with his penis nose. But yeah, man, it's not good.
Not your cup of tea.
No.
I saw the trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming finally.
Yeah,
as mentioned earlier.
Yeah, you
Did you think
to,
it was
to change the subject?
Did you think it was cute?
I did. I was that's literally what I said as it was closing out. I was like, oh, that was cute, because it looks kind of like, just like almost like a like Perks of Being a Wallflower type, like cute, like coming of age story. A little bit more emphasis on comedy than like something like Perks of Being a Wallflower, but like still within that same realm.
It's 10 Things I Hate About You.
That's actually a perfect.
It's just like but Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character just happens to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I want a John Hughes movie. So I mean, if you're gonna set a fucking Spider-Man movie in high school, which they apparently still want to do, they're like, that's how the character started. Fantastic. You want to talk about the decades of comics where he's not in
here's my thing.
High school?
I am excited because
At least it's believable that he's a high schooler now.
Keep him in keep him in high school, fine. Because all these movies want to get him out of high school so quick. Fine. I like Spider-Man when he's, a high schooler. Also, cast someone who's closer to 20 than they are to 30. And they've done that on those two things. Because they haven't really done the high school Spider-Man. Because the first Spider-Man's like, yeah, but it's a 30-year-old, and then he graduates.
Yeah,
and then
here's
Spider-Man 2 is like,
here's like
yeah,
5
he graduates.
minutes of him being in high school.
So I'm excited for him to like actually, do the John Hughes-esque high school thing, because they haven't. Although, who knows? They'll probably have him fucking graduate in 5 seconds to be like, he's a chemistry teacher now. And he's going to be played by fucking Neil Patrick Harris or some shit, because he's going to get a 40-year-old to play Spider-Man.
I wouldn't hate that, though.
I would. I love Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris voices Ultimate Spider-Man.
He does, yeah.
And,
he does a great job in that, but, to keep it, everyone playing Spider-Man from now on should be under fucking 20 years old. Just
as long as he's in high school.
Oh yeah.
What if he is like fantastic?
I mean, if they want to age it with Holland, fine, but keep him in high school. Like some of these movies are like, he's in high school, so we're keep him in high school, and then they don't. It's dumb. So yes, keep him in high school. Because then you get to give all and
make him a junior in high school.
Well, make him a actual like wallflower.
Yeah.
All these other movies, he's like immediately like cool. I mean,
skateboarding.
Yeah, skateboarding, high fluff hair, wearing,
walking down the street, going,
yeah,
finger guns.
Jesus. So I'm excited for it, man. Keaton. I'm excited for Keats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. He's pretty vicious, man.
Yeah. And of course the Founder. I know we mentioned it last week.
Oh yeah.
But the Founder.
The Founder, yeah, I want to see that too.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's... I hear good things about Jackie. I hear good things about Moonlight.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see the monster movie with Liam Neeson.
What do you want to break next? Smash the windows.
Break it yourself.
That's got Felicity Jones too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
There's a great little scene where like the kid makes a fist, and then behind him, Tree Man makes a fist, and I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
The AV Club...
I'll probably cry a lot.
The AV Club review called the monster a fire-breathing tree beast. And I was just like...
He breathes fire. That's even more fucking metal.
I was just... Sign me up. Cool.
Yeah.
Fire-breathing tree beast.
Yeah.
That's like me spitting like highly corrosive acid.
I've been on a big glam rock kick lately.
Yeah, glam rock's pretty fucking great. Man.
Like, I mean, outside of just like the usual Bowie, but I've been getting into T-Rex. I've been getting into
T-Rex are the fucking Beatles of glam. I mean, that's such a terrible thing, but like, no, I mean, T-Rex is great because they
T-Rex over like Velvet Underground or the New York Dolls.
100%, 1,000,000%. T-Rex is like the big. T-Rex is glam rock, man. Like,
you don't get it if you don't get T-Rex.
No, man. Like, T-Rex used to be a folk band called Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Then he put some some fucking
glitter
on his eyes with a scarf, poofed his hair out, and sang, "I was dancing since I was 12." And you're like, holy shit, you were, man. Mark Bolan, you're the greatest. Cosmic Dancer is one of the greatest songs. He sits down like Indian style and starts playing it with like in Madison Square Garden, just like by himself. He's like, "Hey, let's play, man." Billy Elliot made that song famous, but yeah. You know,
this is gonna come as a big shock, but my favorite T-Rex song is 20th Century Boy.
Oh, that's up there with Detroit Rock City as like the greatest rock song of all time. Like 20th Century Boy has some moments in it that are so simple, but they are so goddamn great.
Yeah, it's just Nope and E.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it's just like the vocals. There's a moment where they keep doing the chorus and it's the same thing over and over again. At the end, he's like, "I feel like kicking this into overdrive," and then does. Yeah, T-Rex for me is like it's T-Rex and then everybody else because everybody else just copied Mick Jagger, David Bowie. They all copied Mark Bolan, man. They, and Mark Bolan never gets fucking credit for it. It's always such a bummer because they're like glam rock and they're like the New York Dolls, and you're like, yeah, but they suck. They suck.
You don't like the New York
No,
Dolls?
they suck. They're terrible.
Oh man,
they're just they're like not good. But sorry, New York Dolls. When I was a kid, I remember they mentioned
there's a handful of great New York Dolls songs.
They mentioned New York Dolls a lot with Kiss, because like it was the same kind of thing. And I was like,
contemporaries.
I was like, oh, I should check out the New York Dolls, and it just sounded like wah, and just like distortion in the background. I was like, this sucks. Granted, I don't listen to that much, to be fair, but no, T-Rex, man.
It's all on Spotify.
Yeah.
Of course, Sweet or The Sweet, depending,
Sweet or The Sweet, yeah.
Depending on who. iTunes is like The Sweet.
Yeah.
But who did I see that was just like Sweet? I think it may have been Wikipedia, and I was like, who do I trust?
Yeah. Oh God. I think. And then they also like toured differently. Like they split
toured
in.
as both.
Yeah. Well, then like they like I think like people split up, and it was like Sweet and The Sweet. You're like, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna stay home.
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to Desolation Boulevard, and that'll be it.
I'm gonna listen to the New York Dolls. I gotta listen. I'll listen to them again because I remember when I was a kid distinctly listening to them and being like, "This sucks." That might have been the first time out loud I said, "This is fucking shit." As like a 12-year-old.
Such an honor for the New York Dolls to be labeled aloud as fucking shit.
Weren't they famous for just like dressing up like women and making loud noise? Wasn't that their thing?
There's music there. There's music. They show up in the first season of Vine. He's Mick Ronson.
Yeah.
But in the series opener for series premiere for Vinyl, they're playing in a concert and they play so loud that the concert hall crashes. Right on top of Bobby Cannavale.
That's a great fucking name.
He survived.
It's a great fucking name. Who knows? I do this. I famously be like, I remember them. They suck, and then I go back and listen to them. I'm like, they're not my new favorite band. So hey, in like play this back in like a year, and I'll probably be the biggest New York Dolls fan. Who fucking knows? But
you'll go through your New York Dolls phase.
I'll show up wearing makeup. I'm like, I like singing out of tune. That's my favorite. But yeah, listen to T-Rex, man.
Yeah. And again, 20th Century Boy is just one of the sexiest guitar riffs of all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just dirty and overdriven and awesome. But I've just been really into glam rock. A lot of Bowie from that era, Ziggy and Halloween Jack. And
Halloween Jack is so great.
Yeah.
It's because the eye patch, man.
That's what makes Ziggy Stardust better, when he puts on an eye patch and calls himself Halloween Jack.
Halloween Jack was a real cool cat. And he lived in top of Manhattan's place.
Hunger City, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. He says Manhattan Place somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. But yeah, man. Glam rock is great. Glam metal sucks.
Is that like hair metal?
Yeah. Like glam. Glam For the longest time, all the metal guys, like the heavy metal guys, said glam stood for gay LA metal, which was cock rock and Poison.
Sure.
And big hair stuff, hair metal.
Def Leppard.
Yeah, but but glam.
They will argue with you on
yeah,
that.
I'm sure they will. Glam rock is great.
Arms, bro.
Yeah. Oh shit. Glam rock is great because it's that.
I'm gonna lose that one tonight too, aren't I?
Probably. Let's just. I need to ride home, so let's have that happen after you drop me off. But glam rock that I love about it is it's like you were saying, like the 20th Century Boys, like that sexy kind of thing. Yeah. But it's just like that. There's that. It's kind of like psychedelic rock to the nth degree because it has that real heavy punch of electric guitar. I was gonna go with it. With like I don't know, but it's got that fuzz, that rock to it.
It does. Whereas like psychedelic rock, say like Pink Floyd, or what's another good psychedelic, Mars Volta, is
like the Beatles.
Yes,
like Sgt. Pepper,
Sgt. Pepper, and Magical Mystery Tour, sure.
Uh-huh.
And that's like almost ambient, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying more of the musicality of like the crunch to it, like the really good, like Revolver is psychedelic, and that has like the real kind of like heavy big guitars, and that's something that glam really took. Whether that was something that like they were like, hey, let's do it like that, but again, just going back to T-Rex, man. It's just again the name. Mark Boland looks so cool. He had this really great voice. He could just do these like really weird things, like, Teenage Dream. That song is so fucking great.
What's your favorite T-Rex song?
Cosmic Dancer is. It's funny because Cosmic Dancer is like not a big glam song, but I love the lyrics of that. It is. First of all, the title, the Cosmic, is amazing, and just this how simple it is in the lyrics. It might be Cosmic Dancer, Teenage Dream, whatever happened to the teenage dream. Again, he's singing to like the teenagers, and being the voice for them, and of course, 20th Century Boy and stuff. But I know most people know probably Get It On. Bang a gong, they all know that song. Of course, if you're wondering who the fuck's T-Rex, that's T-Rex.
Yeah. Again, Spotify.
Mm-hmm. But that's cool, man. Was it Sweet and Guardians that kind of like kicked off the glam thing, or is it listening to Bowie like you always do? Or
I'm sure Bowie, Bowie being in the background.
That's
certainly.
definitely my favorite Bowie era, like hands down.
Oh, glam era,
without a doubt.
I will say the Bowie album I've been listening. I've been listening to those two. I listened a bit of Station to Station just because I think I don't obviously admire it, but I think though it's David or Conan O'Brien's favorite Bowie look, the Thin White Duke. I always found very intriguing because it's easily the most sinister that Bowie ever got.
Yeah.
And if you look at the lyrics to like Station to Station, he's talking about the Stations of the Cross, and there's all this like, references to Aleister Crowley and all this really, occult stuff, which I always found kind of intriguing. But been listening to a lot of Low, which is the first album in the Berlin trilogy, which is like he's literally detoxing, and it has like 2 instrumental tracks in it, and he had never done any instrumental stuff before. And it's just the idea of this guy finding himself and realizing he doesn't need a stage persona anymore.
Yeah, that must have been weird, man. He was killing them off left and right, and coming up with new guys.
Well, and he's just so coked out of his mind during Station to Station. He's like, I don't even remember recording Station to Station.
Jesus.
Like in interviews during the Let's Dance era, he was just like, because he develops the Thin White Duke while he's in Los Angeles, and he's like, Los Angeles should be wiped off the fucking earth. Like after looking back, like just like damn, like so.
And Anthony Kiedis is like, no! My subject matter.
Oh. I can't sing rap about the L.A. Lakers anymore.
No, it's my home. Think about Detroit. You're from Detroit.
Yeah. Do
a RoboCop concept. RoboCop was living in the street. Boom, boom, boom. I said the RoboCop.
Get Flea like a RoboCop themed sock to put on his junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to funk.
Dead. Oh, alive.
You're funking with me.
You're funking with me. Now it's turning into Dr. Dre, not Dr. Dre, Chuck D.
Yeah.
But then
You're
also
fucking with
like
me.
just a whole song called "I'd Buy That for $1."
Yeah.
Oh God.
It'd be a minute long. I'd buy that for $1. I said I'll buy that for $1. And Anthony he goes zippity zip 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 zip. I'd buy that for $1. Los Angeles, and he can't help it. They're like, shut the fuck up! I fucking Los Angeles. I fucking love it. Los Angeles, I fucking love it. Oh!
All the while, Will Ferrell's just sitting back there playing the drums.
I was listening. This isn't glam rock or Bowie at all, but I was listening to
Neither is Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
Is it though?
I was listening to the most recent Blink-182 album, California.
I've heard they've been playing it like I've heard it on the radio a bit.
Yeah, so I've been listening. They have a song called like California, a song called Los Angeles, a song called like San Diego, and I'm just
All in
like,
the same album.
yeah,
Name
shit.
all the cities in California.
yeah. It's just like we get it, guys. We get it.
We get it, Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah, they originally the original title for the working title for "She's Out of Her Mind" was originally Orange County Girl, and it's just like fucking enough.
Although one of my favorite songs of the year, my favorite album of the year, is called "L.A. Girls" by the Wheeze from the White Album.
Yeah.
But "L.A. Girls"
The
is
Girls.
fucking great. L.A. Girls.
They didn't play it when we saw them.
No, I was bummed because that's my favorite track on the album, and I dare to say one of my favorite Weezer albums, or definitely one of my favorite Weezer albums. One of my favorite Weezer
L.A.
songs.
Girls is one of my favorite Weezer albums.
It is the Wheeze,
Just divided into 14
Yeah.
tracks.
friendly neighborhood Wheeze.
Yeah, man. So you guys got anything else going on? You know, any plans for Christmas?
Working, man.
We're going to have the whole family over here, so I'm going to be jam-packed within the next couple days.
Jam packed with Nolans.
Yes.
The Nolan clan is strong.
Yeah. Nolan.
I'm one with the Nolan, and the Nolan is with me.
I can't think of any puns.
It's all right. For once, neither can I.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Good night, Eric Bana.
Fried chicken. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, you know, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.